mp3wax.com. We break records.
That's right. We back. We live in the building. Like I told my peoples in the chat room right now, Twitch is lit. Twitch is getting crazy. My dog Drumma Boy is in the building. Y'all make some noise. Hit them fives up right now. Drumma Boy. What's going on, fam? Hold on. I want to make sure I can hear you right now. What's good? What's good, fam?
Uh-oh. No audio?
1 second, yo.
Can't hear me?
Man, this live shit.
You might be muted. I'm not sure. I know we heard it earlier today.
Nah.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. We got you good, man. Drumma Boy, how you feeling, man?
Hey, yeah, boy, what's happening?
What's good? First of all, man, thank you so much for coming through this chat room right now. I'm sorry about some of the technical difficulties that we had, but you know how it is when we're in a live show, especially with Zoom. But first of all, I want to welcome you to the #1 music review show on Twitch. I got my dog Hugo with me. Of course, I'm DJ Seizure, but I want to talk to you, man. How's everything been going with you? I see your movement's been going crazy, and you got a lot of things going on right now. So if you could tell the people a little bit about yourself and what's going on right now.
Yes, sir, man. We working on Drumma Boy and Friends. Single drops tomorrow night. You know what I mean? Make sure you tune in, pre-order. I think at midnight we drop tonight, actually. So go get that, man. Wake Up, featured in Collision and Lil Got It. So this is the second single. My first single was Still Can't Believe It, featuring Derez Deshawn. And man, we got Luda, Snow the Prada, Gucci, some of everybody on the album, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a Khaled moment for me, you know what I mean? I put a lot of hits on the board for a lot of different people, and now we putting one on for myself, man. You know?
Dope. Hell yeah, man. So what I want to ask you is, you came from the early 2000s, you've been doing your thing. You put your hands on so many major records. But I was checking out some of your other interviews, and you were talking about the first records that you came out with. So you tell the people right now, what was the first record that really got you, with your name, Drumma Boy, and everybody knew you from that day on?
I would say the first record that really put me in the like trap world, my first platinum plaque, Standing Ovation. When I did that record for Jeezy, this was the intro to the album. It wasn't a big single. But it was the intro to the album, and so many people heard that album or played that song before they opened up on the album that they got familiar with my sound. And then from that, Put On for My City, Jeezy and Kanye, obviously one of the classics, Money to Blow, Drake, Lil Wayne, Birdman, No Hands, Waka Flocka, Roscoe, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Rick
and the list keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, 2 Chainz, right around. I'm getting it like this, but it's like the consistency is which I love me for.
Nah, facts. And I was going down, obviously, I grew up listening to your music since I was, since you came out. I think I was in high school around that time, and those to me are all classics and shit like that. But what one thing about you is that name. That listen to this bitch, that Drumma Boy sound. Like, how'd you create that drop for yourself? Because that's like a worldwide known, drop from now on.
Absolutely, man. I caught my boy in the studio just talking shit. You know what I mean? He was running off at the mouth, and I was recording him. And when he said that little clip, I was just like, yo, that's it. I gotta take that. Listen to this track. It's crazy when I slow it down just a tad bit. Listen to this track. Gets a little deeper. Man, it was a moment. You know what I mean? I capture moments. That's what I'm known for.
Yep.
Nah, absolutely. And that shit right there, like, every time I hear a record, once I hear that shit, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a hit already. This shit going to be crazy as fuck. Like I said, man, I grew up listening to, a lot of songs that you did. You worked with, like, Gucci and Jeezy. And talking about Gucci and Jeezy, how was it for you being a producer, working on so many of their records, to see them on this Versus and come collab with each other for the first time in so many years? Obviously, them going through their beat, but now actually getting in the same room together. How did that feel for you, seeing them together?
It felt like a win for the streets. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn. This is something that, obviously every producer wanted to pull off, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had that Jeezy verse on the same beat with the Gucci Mane verse, you know what I mean? But to see so icy performed by both of them, like that was the moment for me. Like, I was a kid coming into Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I moved down here with $1,000 from Memphis, you know what I mean? And when I moved here, it was just so many embracing moments. and to see, you know, because Gucci embraced me, Jeezy embraced me, you know, and I came up with them both from the beginning of their careers. You know what I'm saying? From the bottom. So it is like both of these is my nigga, like both of them my guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And they both read in different ways. To see Jeezy, you know, be that honorable man and take them hits on the chin, you know, for Gucci to do the diss record in his face, to speak his, you know what I mean?
Nah, facts.
It's like both of them were stand-up guys and got off what they needed to get off, and you know, still see the differences. But you know what I mean, at the end of the day, it's a win for the streets.
Yeah, perfect. Just the way you ended it right there, because I was about to ask you, was it a win for the streets or not? And yeah, I agree with you. It definitely was. You know, seeing them together finally, I guess you could say kind of squashing it just for that one night, just to be in the same room. That shit was just, you know, for me, it was really, really big for hip hop. And now, you've worked with a lot of artists, like you said. You said a lot of names right there, the heavy hitters. You know, there's not one artist in this industry that I feel, especially from the South, that doesn't have something from you that are major. Working with Waka Flocka and No Hands. I saw you finally getting your plaque now. You know what I mean? You was patiently waiting for that, but you finally got it, and now it's 3 times. So how did that feel? You know, you could have got it before and just got another plaque, but you got the full plaque now. How did that feel?
Man, it feel great, man. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing how many times it's multiplied over the years, how many kids still, you know, party to this record, how many DJs use this as a go-to record to get things going in the club and get the girls going and whatnot. You know, it's just a vibe. It's a blessing. And we got more where that came from, man. Definitely more where it came from.
Fact. So there's one thing I saw on your IG page. First producer to do something. You know we're going to drop some Soulja Boy lines right there. First producer to do what?
First producer to come out with his own app that live streams. You know what I'm saying? First producer with his own champagne line. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of firsts.
We got a few firsts. You know, I'm first swing king. You know what I'm saying? To just be this consistent coming out the gate, no matter what artist you throw me in the trap world, most consistent.
Dope.
I got a question for Drumma Boy. What's up, Drumma Boy? I'm off camera because we have like 2 different setups. Anyways, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming here on our show. I'm also a producer, but there's a lot of producers and stuff and beat makers on our channel too. How many of your beats did you land on a major artist that you really weren't feeling too much? You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like your beats.
Man, let me see. It's crazy. Like honestly, be the first person that I wasn't feeling.
Well, I meant like, you know, because like I've made a lot of beats and I've done some things, and a lot of my records that I've landed were records that I wasn't like ready to even show. You know what I'm saying? Like the instrumentals, and ended up being on projects. So I was referring to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think, bro. Like everything that I've done, it's kind of just happened organically. I would say one song that I did not think was gonna do what it did was "What's in My Pocket, Dog," "Plenty Money" by Plies.
Dang.
When I first, I was just like, damn, all that, like, you know how I put the bass line and the guitar, and all of that, and I thought he was gonna rap on it. Like Plies is real, like loud, high voice. You know what I mean? Right. So, like, you know, the so mellow and smooth and trapped out. And then you come on top of that shit. What's in my pocket, dog? I didn't feel like when I first heard that record, I was sober. And when I heard that motherfucking shit in the club one night,
that's a different story.
Like, what the fuck, bro? I swear to God, it was like, that's what let me know, okay, he made a record for the club. Like, that's a club anthem.
Hell yeah.
Nah, facts. And look, even today when I play that record, like a lot of your records, you know, the put-ons, you know, the White Girl, you know, the Standing Ovations and the No Hands, I still play them records in the clubs, and this shit still got the same type of love. Everybody going crazy, you know, when they hear them Jeezy records or Gucci records, they still go crazy. But yeah, man, it's that classic sound, man. That Plenty Money in Miami. I play that shit in the strip club in Miami.
Are you kidding?
Every dancer getting loose to that shit. Like, where that money at?
Everybody getting paid.
Yeah. Another one I would say would be "Look at My Dad." When I did that beat for the Migos, just a simple tune. Don't, 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 like just stupid simple. So I ain't think they would just look at my dad. Dad, like she had the whole world, goddamn. You know what I mean? So it's like
that shit went viral as fuck too.
Absolutely.
Nah, yeah, them records, both of them records, man, are crazy as fuck. And the fact that you're still, working with so many artists, man, it's incredible to see your journey and see everything you got going on, and just, be able to witness it live when it was happening, was crazy as fuck. But I also do know that you got a lot of other things going on. You spoke about your app. Can you talk to us a little bit about the app that you got going on right now?
Absolutely, man. Drumma Boy fan base, subscription base. You know what I'm saying? $23.99 a year or $2.99 a month, and it's exclusive content from me. I'm doing workshops, master classes. We got our podcast on there with Dime Peace. Me and Jessica Dime got a podcast called Beauty and the Beats. So that's been, an amazing experience to really be able to, uplift us in the media world, and spreading more news vocally, and covering topics and being able to share some more experiences behind the beats. I also wrote a book called Behind the Beats. You know what I mean? So my whole thing is just sharing knowledge, sharing information, you know what I mean, and giving back to that producer community. Facts.
So I know you spoke on it with your app that you do workshops. There's a lot of producers and a lot of artists out here on the channel right now watching this right now. And, and some of them, a lot of them are just aspiring artists, aspiring producers, trying to find the way to get that next step, to get themselves heard, obviously blow up and be that major artist. What advice could you give to them, to be able to get to that next step?
For me, man, the first thing that saved my life was copywriting my music, and that put me in a place where people had to respect what I had going on. When people respect your business and they respect you, they're going to pay you. So I understood that it wasn't about, the hardest beats and I got the flashiest jewelry and all that shit. It's about, okay, can you conduct business? Because when you can, now you're getting hired by Def Jam, Universal, Republic. Everybody was seeking after me because of how and still to this day, you know what I mean? I'm relevant as I am because of people love the way I conduct the business. You know what I mean? So I would say it's a 90% business, 10% talent. You know what I mean?
And that's a fact.
It's about how you hustle, how you move, your character. But copywriting my music, nobody could never steal my shit.
Facts.
So they had to pay me. They had to, see me eye to eye with it. Another thing, as a producer, I never delivered the splits or the track outs until I was paid, or at least had an agreement on the table. You know what I mean? Right. So the label would be like, man, they'll wait to the last minute, but the artist is making this song mandatory. It's on the album. A lot of times people cut you off the album or cut you out the picture. You know what I mean? Especially if the A&R didn't put it together. You know what I mean? So some of this shit is political. But if you got that relationship with the artist, and the artist say, nigga, this song on my album, I want to put I Put On my album. Imagine I Put On not being on the album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right, or imagine fans not being on the album. So again, another situation where I had to leak the record and put the record out. I had to leak No Hands. We had to leak Money to Blow. We had to leak Shawty, Plies.
You forced the hand.
So a lot of times, even as a producer or as an artist, if your people on your team ain't believing in what you believe in, or if the A&R or this and that ain't believing in what you believe in, sometimes you got to take a chance and go ahead and put that shit out. Sometimes you got to take that follow your gut feeling, and then they'll hit you next week like, oh man, you was right, man,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Nah, absolutely, and it's super important. I tell artists all the time, man, make sure, because I've had artists ask me in the studio, like, should I just sign to this label? Should I sign to that? I always tell them, it's really important reading the contracts. Finding what you're getting yourself invested into, because just getting signed to any label doesn't mean anything. So how important are those contracts to you when you see them?
Yeah, and not only just reading the contracts, but if you don't understand the contract, man, hire a lawyer. Put this shit in front of an entertainment lawyer. Hold them off another week. You know what I mean? That's what shows value. When you quick to sign some shit, they be like, oh, okay, we got this motherfucker. And then they don't focus on you as much when you do sign. But the motherfuckers who like, man, I don't know, and I send it to my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? By the time you do sign, let's say you put out a song, it might take 4 weeks for the lawyer to get the red lines and review your contract and then tell you to update. Your song might have blew up even bigger than what it was 4 weeks ago. So now you had a 500,000 or 250 on the table. That ups to 500 or 750 by the time you sign. You know what I'm saying? But they respect it because it's like, okay, he handling his business right. He got his lawyers in place. Okay, you now just because you postpone things, now you own some mastership. Now you have more creative control. Now you got more power because they can see that you can do it on your own. And that's the main trick, like showing people, look, I can do this shit without you. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I need from you is boosts, some TV, some, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whatnot. But as far as me completing a project, production, mixing, mastering, and getting that shit where it need to be, I do all that myself.
There you go. Yeah. What kind of advice do you have for up and coming like beat makers and producers such as ourselves? Like, you know, nowadays, I mean, I grew up, you know, and the internet wasn't so available to us. So like the way I got in was being in the right studios and being in the right circles and building the right relationships. What advice do you give these new fellas or people, but like how to get exposure, how to get those lands, how to get in front of these people?
I mean, exposure is about like working with the people around me. When I was working with Yo Gotti, you ain't know Yo Gotti. Nobody outside of Memphis knew Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? This was the guy in my neighborhood. So I'm going to work with the people around me. I'm going to work with the people in my environment. I never chased after who was famous. You know what I'm saying? We never went after none of them. Like, it was always about, man, who am I close to? When I was working with Plies, we just bumped into each other.
Right.
Drake hadn't put no music out when we was
so
working.
One door opened another type of scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know, I would say focus on working with your friends, working with somebody in your high school, working with somebody in your classroom, working with somebody in your neighborhood. Yep. You know, it was just like, oh, y'all make beats? Oh, okay, shit, I rap. Oh, y'all rap? I make beats. And it was just simple as that. And that put me in a situation to have relationships with the radio, have relationships with the A&Rs, having relationships with the PRs. You know what I mean? And then another thing is I hired a publicist. So people was seeing me in magazines. People was hearing me on the radio. You know what I mean? It ain't like, okay, you can do a hit song, still nobody know you. Or you be like, damn, he got all these hits, but he don't got no big following. That's because he ain't never in his life hired a publicist or put some of his money back into himself.
Right.
Because these folks ain't gonna know who you are off the rip. Oh, I had to produce this. I didn't know. Some people don't read magazines, so it's like, okay, you gotta be seen. That was another thing Jazzy Faye told me. Always be heard. Put your vocals on your track. That's where the "Hey yeah boy" comes from. So you know me and feel my spirit too. Goddamn it.
Nah, you're right. And I feel like a lot of artists nowadays, you know, when I'm working with them in the studio, you know, they leave and they're like, I'm just gonna post this on IG, and I'm like, well, you only got a certain amount of followers. You got to get it to the rest of the world. You know, there's billions of people around here. So the fact that you said that you have to be seen, you got to get a publicist, I feel like a lot of times they forget about that. They just want to get music out.
You just got to treat yourself like an artist because you are. But, you know, just because you're not on stage doesn't mean you should not promote yourself, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now let's get, you got the app, you got the champagne, you've worked with a lot of artists, but you right now gearing ready to drop your next single and eventually dropping the album.
Oh yeah, the album is coming. Should be by winter. You know what I'm saying? This fall, winter, we dropping for sure. You know what I mean?
For sure. And what's the name of the album again?
The album Drumma Boy and Friends. New singles that I got out. I did a song for Aspect Zavi called Drip. Definitely go get that. I'm on Bankroll Freddie album. I did Rinky Dink. What else we just dropped? Young Buck, Back on My Buck Shit, Volume 3.
Oh, that's right.
Definitely dropped it. That's going crazy all over the net. And
do we got something new? Do we got something new to drop tonight? I don't know.
Dexter Daps Dabby though, Scripture. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my reggae 2-step.
Hey. Okay.
I did a record called Wi-Fi for Dexter Daps. Shout out to Dexter Daps, the whole team. They going crazy.
Hell yeah, you just said some reggae vibes. You know, we from Miami, we from
Hell
Dade
yeah.
County, so we need that reggae vibe over here. You know what I mean?
Look up scripture. Dexter Dab Stabby though. Produced by me.
Definitely. Now, I just found out, I didn't even know this, man, and I just found out from my peoples, my team, our team, that you were MP3 Wax General.
Oh, come on, man.
Hell
You already know what time it is, man.
Shout out to MP3 Wax, man. How has it been working with MP3 Wax?
Oh, it's been a blessing, man, having support, you know what I mean? MP3 Wax will put you on the road, you know what I'm saying? They'll walk you through the doors of all the radio stations, direct with the A&Rs, direct with the program directors, direct with the DJs, and they just make things so smooth where it's in a dope experience and a moment. You know, I speak on capturing a moment so many times, you know, and just seeing like the spider web of any city. I can say, yo, I'm going to be in Phoenix. Yo, I'm going to be in Dallas. Yo, I'm going to be in Tallahassee. Yo, I'm gonna be in Montgomery, Alabama. Yo, I'm gonna be in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm gonna be in California and LA. No matter where I say I'm gonna be, yo, stop through this club, They're gonna show you love. I'm talking about, and it's always an amazing occasion.
Definitely. Now, we got to ride out. We're going to drop that new song that you did. I need you to do me one favor, man. Just show some love. Put a drop for the Twitch show right here, DJ Seizure, Hugo Diaz. And of course, let them know what that new song is that we got right now. You sent me a brand new record you're going to drop tomorrow, so we got to premiere that tonight on the show.
You already know it, man. Salute. Shout out to my dog, DJ Seizure, man. This my new song, Wake Up, featuring Collision and Lil Got It. We beneficial. Hey, yeah.
Listen to this track, bitch.
We on that new vibe right now. Brand new record, Drumma Boy. Collision, Lil Got It. It's called Wake Up. Pay attention, man. Y'all hearing it first right here live in the penthouse. Let's get it.
I grind till this morning. I count it as soon as I wake up. Rock stowing on torn. I'm popping these pills just to stay up. Bad bitch in the farm. Make it second until it can't stay up. Nigga, hell is you doing? Spinning racks on that bitch just to lay up. Neck on racket, bitch on heaven, drip no facet. Work my ones and two, can't knock it. Big FN can't fit in my pocket. If you ain't handle no nigga, we rack it. Try to hot roll and cook it up like a batch. Get imported, can't straight out garage. Moving low key when I pick up the profit. Tryna take some corners, pick up your noggin. Sun up, sun down, nigga on hush. Video diamonds in my chain, they touch. Real street nigga down, nigga try to touch. Might sound good, but shit get ugly. All the old school said that bitch on buttons. Big block under my hood, it running. Say you like getting to the money, I love it. Hit the block day and night, nigga, I crush. I count it as soon as I wake up. Rock stowing on torn. I'm popping these pills just to stay up. Bad bitch in the farm. Make it second until it can't stay up. Nigga, hell is you doing? Spinning racks on that bitch just to lay up. Neck on rack, bitch on heaven, drip no facet. Work my ones and two, can't knock it. Big FN can't fit in my pocket. If you ain't handle no nigga, we rack it. Try hot roll and cook it up like a batch. Stick imported, can't straight out garage. Moving low key when I pick up the profit. Tryna take some corners, pick up your noggin.
Working my ones, I run out my show while I'm clutching my gun. Water by G Lemon weighing a ton. Came in the game and I came in with none. They asked who's son. Let's go. Yeah. Tackle the bag, yeah, use the heat stick. Collision diamond, get wet as a beat. Drum on the stick, ready to hit you. Pussy the chopper gon' finger you click. Hood baby pull up with none but the shit. I Kelly the roller, I went took a beat. You say that's your dog, we make it at 6 heat. Pipe it. None of these niggas can't stop me. Get up the party, I pass my rocks. Nigga get wrong, head out like a country. Gucci hot sauce and they look like some stockings. Skating robbers and Biscotti the dream. They want my mean. Percocet fiend. On that bullshit like I played on them team. Glockers and D-roll stuff in my jeans.
I count it as soon as I wake up. Rock stowing on torn. I'm popping these pills just to stay up. Bad bitch in the farm. Make it second until it can't stay up. Nigga, hell is you doing? Spinning racks on that bitch just to lay up. Neck on racket, bitch on heaven, drip no facet. Work my ones and two, can't knock it. Big FN can't fit in my pocket. If you ain't handle no nigga, we rack it. Try hot roll and cook it up like a batch. Stick imported, can't straight out garage. Moving low key when I pick up the profit. Tryna take some corners, pick up your noggin. Breaking down bed, put the shake in the bowl. Push a hella weight, nigga pocket on swole. Spotlight, nigga, everything where it go. Play block, nigga got a wife of them fold. You can get a bad 23 like George. Nigga in the spot when the block get scorched. New coupe, tell the gas motor get the roaring. By the time the pack on, nigga be yarn. I count it as soon as I wake up. Rock stowing on torn. Popping these pills just to stay up. Bad bitch in the farm. Make it second until it can't stay up. Nigga, hell is you doing? Spinning racks on that bitch just to lay up. Neck on racket, bitch on heaven, drip no facet. Work my ones and two, can't knock it. Big FN can't fit in my pocket. If you ain't handle no nigga, we rack it. Try hot roll and cook it up like a batch. Stick imported, can't straight out garage. Moving low key when I pick up the profit. Tryna take some corners, pick up your noggin.
Hey, yeah, boy. Hey, yeah. yeah, boy. Hey, yeah.
Welcome to the #1 music review show on Twitch. The Penthouse with DJ Seizure and Hugo Diaz.
That's right, we back live right now. Twitch, #1 music review show on Twitch. This is the Penthouse. But yeah, man, that record right there, man, that shit. Listen, man, I'm dropping that shit on Saturday in the strip club. I'm dropping that shit. I'm getting my girls to dance to that shit.
Come on, man. Let's turn it up. Man. Let me know when y'all need me out there.
Shit, hell yeah. I mean, listen, man, it's just a blessing to have you on this show right here talking to all the people right now. You know, we get a lot of artists on here, you know, producers and everybody. So the fact that you're in here, they're right now just talking about how they're just soaking up game right now. And they love the fact that you know, came through. You know, you're a busy dude, but you actually came out here to rock out with us. So #1, it's a blessing. Thank you so much for coming through and doing that. But
oh man, love the Twitch. Much love to you, man. Come on, we gotta show DJ Seizure love. You always hold it down. You a blessing to the community, bro. So respect what you do.
Nah, appreciate it. You already know, man. Any record you got, bro, you send it to me. I'm already dropping your shit, so you already know, man. I'm gonna keep, you know, pushing forward and helping you out in any possible way. When that album drops, I got you. I'm gonna play all them joints at the clubs and shit like that. But the fact that you got a lot going on, more than just the music shit. You know, I was talking to MP3 Wags.
Doing a score for Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? We working on an MP3 Wax album. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We talking about some new producers, new songwriters, new talent. You know what I mean? We really gonna this like that up and coming world. You know what I mean? It ain't all of the people that's on. We doing an album for that up and coming world.
Facts. And the fact that you just spoke on it right now. So Drum Squad, that's your team, right?
Absolutely. That's production camp. That's the label. That's the familia.
Facts. And you've had Drum Squad for a minute, but I just seen on your IG, you just signed a young kid, 17-year-old producer. Talk to me about him.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to Questionizer. Amazing talent. You know what I mean? Just new rhythms, new sounds, new energy. And just, you know, it's about like, you know, having more than just the talent. I keep preaching on that because, you know, this was a kid who I saw at a showcase. This was a kid who I saw putting up his own money, popping up at these showcases just to be heard, just to be seen, just to bump into cats. You know, and I've been to a lot of cities that maybe a lot of these guys are in, but when we post these flyers, when we promote these events, certain cats ain't showing up. You know what I mean? Certain cats ain't, you know, or, you know what I mean? You got to sacrifice and make sure when these people come into your city, yo, I'm a connect. I'm a brush shoulders. I'm a shake hands. I'm a politic. I'm a network. That's what these events are for. So I think if people kind of gravitate more to, you know, the support system, you want people to support you, you got to support others. And the more that you do that, as well as making money for somebody else or making a play for somebody else, connecting the dot for somebody else. You might not eat off of the situation, you know what I mean? But that blessing comes back around. You know, there's a lot of times when I was 15, 16, making the play for my big brother or making the play for my homie or, you know what I'm saying? And then them cats look back, you know what I mean, and came back and took care of me, you know, years down the road, so.
Nah, absolutely. And that's why I go back around to like how important a relationship is. You spoke on this a couple of times throughout this interview right here where you spoke about, you know, building relationships. And I feel like these young kids, they're so into social media, they're forgetting how important it is to actually build a relationship. Not just send you a DM where they say, check out my record, but actually show up, shake hands, build relationships. And even if they do DM you, they're trying to build a relationship. How important is that to you in helping an artist or producer, anybody in this industry whatsoever, help them to get to the next level?
It's a blessing, man, because, you know, us as producers, as creators, we got ideas, we got rhythms. We could tell the artists how to ride on certain productions. And me as an artist, I can tell people like how to ride on a beat or giving them a concept or a hook idea. So it's so much different when I'm right there in their face. You know what I mean? I've had like much bigger records when I've been like in the room and they feel my vibe, they feel my spirit, as opposed to just emailing the beat through the A&R or emailing the beat. So now you got to wait for that A&R to be in the moment with this artist to play these particular beats. And sometimes your beats don't even get played. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times A&Rs will be like, man, I ain't even get a chance to play it, man. You know, Mustard was in the studio. Or man, I ain't get a chance to play it because Lil Jon was in the studio. And there's always another producer that's in the studio. So, you know, I was like, start being that producer that's in the studio. Fuck that email shit. You know what I mean? And it just, you know, when I had to, like certain people who already made hits with Jeezy, Migos, I can email them beats. Rich the Kid, like, you know what I mean? Certain people you got to email. Nicki Minaj. But other people, you know what I'm saying? As many as possible, you want your spirit and your face and your concepts to be heard in person.
Facts. Now, you know, you've been in a lot of rooms. You've been in a lot of, you know, sessions and shit like that. What was your most memorable or most fun session you ever been in? Like, what's the craziest shit that you ever been in that you actually like, yo, this shit was a shit?
No hands. Celebration, Gucci Mane just got out. Ain't no party like when Gucci get out. You know what I'm saying? Whole hood come out. Everybody come out. All the money come out. You know what I'm saying? The cars, the clothes, goddamn, the hoes, the fucking red carpet, the champagne bottles, everything. The budget is open when Gucci is on.
Shit. And he shows it too. I mean, you ain't lying about that. But yeah, man, that song number one was just a crazy vibe. So did y'all have to get in that element to create that vibe, or that just came out once Gucci walked in that motherfucker?
It was. I mean, that's why it was a party, just because it was just. It's like, man, it's women, it's men. You know, it's a party, bro. It's a celebration. So it had that vibe in the studio. You know what I mean? So that was the only type of music you can make. It wasn't nothing else to be made at that moment. None but celebratory music.
Hell yeah. And that's what I go back. Sometimes I tell artists, like, they'll be like, man, I just can't get this right. And I'm like, listen, it's just a vibe. Maybe the vibe is not right there for you. You got to create, you know, whatever vibe you're feeling, that's what's going to come out in the song. So the fact that you just spoke about that, it was just a party vibe. So that's what came out. Kind of reflects that as well, too. But I'm going to go a little off subject. You dipping and dabbing into different industries. But now I hear you getting into the Bitcoin market or the cryptocurrency market. Like, what's going on with that in Drum Squad and Drumma Boy?
Oh, yeah, man. We got an NFT out on snowdacknft.com. Definitely go check that out. Young Buck collaborated with my boy out in Korea, Palo Alto. An amazing collab. I've never worked with a Korean artist, so it's actually my first production in the Korean world. The song is titled Boomerang. Exclusive song. Shout out to Mika Means. Man, you know what I mean? It was presented to me. It's crazy because, man, again, as a producer, I've been to all these places, right? And my boy used to be the manager at Dre's Hotel in Vegas. Asian guy. Always takes care of me when I'm coming through, sets me up. I was like, blah. Now he's running one of the biggest NFT companies back in Korea and is elevated from hotel management to fucking NFT coordinator / VP. And having that relationship put me in a situation to produce one of my first NFTs. So, you know, it all goes back to those relationships. Now we're working with another situation. I can't speak too much on it, but you know, we working on our second NFT, to say the least.
Ooh, I'm excited for that. So, you know, you speaking about the cryptocurrency and all that, how important is it to have multiple revenue streams? You know, you being an artist, yeah, you know, an artist is one thing, but I feel like a lot of times an artist need to be able to dip and dab into under businesses and stuff like that. So how important is that for you to get involved with different industries?
It's just motivation, man. When you look at the blueprint, right? So the blueprint for me has always been Jay-Z, Puff, the guys who are making billions, Dr. Dre. And when you look at, okay, these guys are making $1 billion. Only 100 million counts up to music. So this other 900 million comes from, okay, I started off in music, but then I branch off into tech. I branch off into headphones. I branch off into clothing, Sean John, Ciroc. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, tech world Tidal brings in 200-300 million. You know, Rockaware brings in another 100 million still. Like, you know what I mean? And you look at all of these different categories that you're involved in. House of Fresh is one of my other multi-revenue streams. Definitely follow the store at House of Fresh XL. And that's just been clutch. And I've always been in that world. I've always had that passion. You know, I'm not just starting businesses and getting into companies that I don't enjoy, or I'm not doing things that I don't really do. You know what I mean? So it's definitely always been about expansion, NFTs, the clothing store, you know, and even dipping and dabbling in the the alcohol world. You know, having my own champagne, now working with Grey Goose, now working with Crown World, and different brands.
That's dope. That's dope. And like you said, you have House of Fresh over in ATL. I gotta come down there and check that shit out. I need to get me some new gear, bro. I need some fresh new shit right here. So as soon as I get down to ATL, I'm gonna get fresh stuff, with some House of Fresh vibes and shit like that. But yeah, once again, man, thank you for coming through out here. I know you got a lot of things going on. I see you in the studio right now and shit like that. So once again, thank you. You could have been doing anything else, but you out here rocking out with us. I see a lot of people out here talking. They excited right now. Shout out to Popichi. Appreciate you hitting that follow button right there. But, if I get some more final words for you, just some final things to say to the people, and then we'll ride out and we'll get back to this music review. But of course, thank you so much for sliding through tonight.
Already, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at Drumma Boy Fresh, man. Check out the website, drummaboy.com. Check out the app that's in the App Store and Google Play. Drumma Boy, the official app. New album on the way, Drumma Boy and Friends. And right now, you can go get the new single, Drip, as well as my new single, Wake Up.
Facts. We got to drop that shit one more time. My dog Drumma Boy out here, so let's go ahead and drop that new song one more time. Drumma Boy, Collision, and Lil God is called Wake Up. We gonna turn up, then we getting back into that music review. So once again, thank you so much love from Drumma Boy, MP3 Wax right here, man. Let's get to these vibes.
Listen to this track, bitch.
You're now in the mix with Miami's own DJ Seizure.
I count it as soon as I wake up. I grind till this morning. I count it as soon as I wake up. Rock stone on torn. I'm popping these pills just to stay up. Bad bitch in the farm. Make it second until it can't stay up. Nigga, hell is you doing? Spending racks on that bitch just to lay up. Neck on racket. Bitch, I'm having drip, no facet. Work my ones and two, can't knock it. Big FN can't fit in my pocket. If you ain't handle no nigga, we rack it. Try to high roller, cook it up like batches.